Right, and here we are. This is my 2005 Volvo S60 2-litre turbo SE Auto. Had it 3 years now. Done about 40k in it, and to be fair, it hasn't let me down once. It's a lovely thing. Don't see myself selling it any time in the future. I've just put a set of new boots on it. I've gone for Falcon Azanis FK 520s. I've done all 4, but today I need to do the brakes. Done a fair few miles on those. I go between Shropshire and the northeast most weeks, so they've done a lot of miles. I haven't changed them since I bought the thing, so I think it's about time. I've got a lot of miles to do in the next week. I'm going down to Plymouth in the next few days, and then back up to Shropshire, then back up to Newcastle. So I've got a 1,000-mile week really this week, but there we are. Should we go and do some brakes?
Well, you joined me a bit later and the wheel is off, so what we need to do next is take this dust cover off, and underneath that is a 7mm Allen to remove the sliders. And after that we've got a 15mm nut here, one below, and same with the dust cap, and those are 15mm, and I've left them soaking for a bit in UNU. So I'll get all this off now. Right, let's get this undone then. Come on. Oh, that's putting up a bit of a fight. Oh, right, hold on, I'll have to move you. Try this. There you go. Right, so what I've done, I've taken the caliper off. That's tied up onto the suspension strut. Now I need to take the caliper carrier off. That's 2 15mm bolts. I've taken the sliders out, and they're not, don't know if that's focused, not the best, so we'll give those a good clean. And I've got some proper Brembo brake lubricant as well, so I'll put some of that on the backs of the pads and on the sliders, clean everything up. But so far so good. And also apologies that I'm not really showing you a huge amount at the moment because I'm a bit squeezed on space, but future videos we'll get that sorted. Right, so what I've had to do for the moment is put a bit more Bulldog on those. They are absolutely seized solid. So what I'm going to do is, there we are, give these sliders a clean and tell you a bit more about what I want to do, to be honest. Yes, filthy. So yeah, in the long run, what I want to be doing is probably doing weekly videos, you know, just more than likely tinkering, but I have got plans for this car over the summer, as in I want to be taking it to Austria on a proper road trip. See, I've driven abroad many times, but I've never taken a car over, so that's something I'd really like to do. These are, I don't know if you can see that, manky as anything. So that's the plan. So there's jobs to do on this. I've just had the tyres done, obviously, as you can see, or I showed you earlier. So what is there to do on this? Brakes, front first, because I think they're the most worn. I did have new handbrake shoes put on it last year before I think. There's typical P2 problems is rattly rear handbrake shoes. So there's that. That's been done. Bushes, track rod ends, so on and so forth, all seem in good nick. I've had to have a lower arm done on the offside not long after I had it, but overall that side of things is pretty much okay. So, well, good morning. It's the following day, and things didn't quite go to plan yesterday. So what happened was the caliper carrier bolts were completely seized, so I've coated them in, or plastered them in BDX, and left them overnight. So we'll get on with it now. Hopefully Bulldog will have done its trick, and we can get those caliper carriers off. I've given them another coating this morning, so let's get underway, get these brakes done. Right, bit of an update, hour and a half, and it's off, finally. It was not giving up without a fight. I'll quickly show you, bear with. I need to stop looking at that screen. Anyway, here we go. Excuse the photography, there we are. It was absolutely welded on, as was the disc. That took a few blows with a nice bit of a nice chunk of wood to get that freed off. So I'm going to get this cleaned up. I'm just have a break and then have a bit of a tidy up, and then we'll get reinstalling. Well, I would have shown you getting everything off, but I'm sure you've got better things to do than to watch a sweaty, sweary, balding West Midland, well, not balding, bald West Midlander swear at inanimate objects. But there we are, we're done. Well, halfway done anyway. Just give this a bit of a spruce up while I'm back here, because it's minging. Get rid of all the crust. I think that'll do. Right, the next bit, need to get the caliper carrier back on. So what happens is, I'll try and get you inside. There we are. There's a bracket with the two bolts that are hanging out, and then the caliper carrier goes between the disc and the hub. I don't know if you can see that properly, but that's the next part. So I can't do it all one-handed, so let's put you back. There we are. So hopefully it shouldn't be, famous last words, too difficult.
Right, let's get those tightened up then. Find me 15 mil.
You don't need to see all this, but just to give you an idea. If you're wondering, on this one, there's about 4 or 5 different disc possibilities for this, and I think these are the 305mm There's, I think, 285, 305, 315. I can't remember what else there is. But the best people to ask, because I tried to ask Volvo, is to just contact your local specialist, and they should know. Right, I'm going to get these tightened and then catch up with you in a sec. Right, next, before we get the caliper back on, is make sure the piston's back. I've taken the cap off. What I've done, I'm not pressing straight onto the piston itself. I'm just using the pad, pressing straight onto the pad, so there's no damage to the piston. There's a channel on YouTube called FCP Euro, which is superb for so many Volvo models. It's well worth a look. Look them up. I mean, they can do a bloody better job than I can. But anyway, that's a trick that they show. So next is get the caliper off the cable tie. I'll give it a quick clean up, get the pad out, and we're nearly done. Right, so there we are. I've got the pad off. I was just sprung out. Quite manky in there. So what I've done, I've just set it onto the steering rack, onto the track control arm, whatever it is. I'll give that a quick clean out and get the new pads installed. The caliper's cleaned up and the pads installed, and what I've put on both pads is something called Brembo Be Quiet, and there we are, back in position. That looks alright to me. So I'll get the slide pins, get those in, get the spring, retaining spring, and we're done. Right, the side pins have been lubricated, well, given a good clean, lubricated, and there we are. That's one in. That's the second one in. Right, we'll get those tightened up. Right, so the bottom slider is in. Just going to finish off tightening the top one. Right, there we are. Dust cap back on. Dust cup, you don't want one of those. There we are. So then it's just the retaining spring, wherever I've put that, it's here. And we are done. I'm sorry if it's been a bit disjointed, and it's my first time doing this, and I've a lot of respect now for YouTubers trying to find the right angle to do stuff. Go on, in you go. And there we are. Yeah, trying to find the right angle and the right light. I think that's all right, isn't it? I think maybe a bit more. It's a newfound respect, but it hasn't. There we are. That's it. It hasn't beaten me. Got there eventually. Well, I say got there eventually. I've got the other side to do. But I'm not going to show you that. I'm just going to show you the near side. I'm a bit sorry about the traffic. I'm a bit tight on room around the other side, so I might have to manoeuvre the car. But anyway, I'll get the other one done, and I'll catch up with you later, and we'll finish off. Well, here we are, about 6 weeks later. Timing has never been my good point. Anyway, I've done about 2,500 miles on the new discs and pads, and touch wood, they're doing okay. It really is so much better, and I'm very impressed with the zinc coated discs. Really good, and they stay clean. There's no rust on them at all. I'll show you in a sec. But yeah, all done. There's a slight squeak on them. So what I'm going to do is put some Brembo Be Quiet on, just to try and solve this little squeak that I've got, whatever that may be. But other than that, we're all done. So next up is the service. I've already done the sparks. I didn't want to film it with me sweating profusely in 30-degree heat, but there we go. I'll give you a quick guide as to what I did, so that if you're going to be doing the sparks on your P2 petrol, I'll tell you what I've used. But yeah, I'll quickly show you the discs and pads as they look now, and we'll wrap up. So that's after about 2,500 miles on. They're still very, very clean. There's no, the zinc coating is absolutely spot on. So yeah, all done. So there we go. Brakes done. Sorry it's taken so long. Well, you won't know it's taken so long because I haven't even released the video yet, but there we are. Right, I'll wrap this up. Hope you find this boring video of some use, and please like, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you soon for a service. Cheers now.